Hey Silly Goose, today we are taking a look at 5 upcoming indie titles that are still in development but are worth keeping an eye on. A few things to note, these games are not ranked in any particular order and come from a variety of different gaming genres. Before we dive in, if you enjoy indie gameplay reviews or highlight videos such as this one, would you consider hitting the subscribe button as well as leaving a like on this video? Thank you. The first game in our list of 5 upcoming indie games is Pile 'em High Episode 2 Active Phase. This retro FPS game, developed by PMH Productions, features quite a bit of high-energy combat and a big emphasis on exploration. Playing through it, I was quite impressed by the level designs, especially the fact that there was a lot of verticality to the game that I wasn't expecting. Going from the cell blocks and guard-filled hallways of the prison to running around on cliff edges and through forests, all without loading screens, was an experience. Pile 'em High Episode 2 Active Phase features an interesting array of weapons, from a pair of akimbo SMGs to a flamethrower that allowed me to commit various war crimes against infected and Black Ops soldiers alike, and not one, but 2 shotguns with differing uses, though I will say that the pump shotgun really pales in comparison to its boomstick alternate. Pile 'em High also features a few different boss fights. Showing here is the boss fight against the Warden. His stream of skulls could probably use a balance or two, as they honestly felt unavoidable for most of the fight. Overall, I can definitely recommend giving Pile 'em High Active Phase a look. You can download the work in progress build on itch.io if you want to experience it for yourself. Next on the list of indie games is the gravity-defying side-scroller 2D action platformer Gravity Storm First Mission, developed and published by Jamplay Games. First and foremost, I will say that if you are wanting to play the demo for yourself, I would definitely recommend using a controller. The keyboard controls are fine, they're manageable, but the game is really meant to be played on controller. Gravity Storm First Mission features a robo-hero named Project Gravity Storm, an advanced machine that boasts many powerful abilities, a laser that can be enhanced into a super laser that would make Cyclops jealous, so long as you have the energy to do so. Gravity Storm also took a page out of Samus's playbook and has access to a super spin that can destroy whatever the bots happen to travel through. You also have access to a dash that can also be enhanced. However, the main feature on Project Gravity Storm's list of abilities is the ability to control gravity itself. Right away, this gravity change ability was something that I really liked about the game, and it made the boss fights incredibly exciting and chaotic. Oh! Speaking of the boss fights, they really play into the gravity change mechanic. In particular, I really enjoyed the fight against the very hungry Robo Caterpillar, dodging its projectiles and making sure it doesn't run over me by hitting the reverse gravity Uno card. Overall, I had a really fun time playing the demo and was quite impressed with what I've seen so far. If you want to play the demo for yourself, you can find it on Steam, or if you want to wait until the game releases, Jamplay Games has set a release date of April 30th of 2025. Up next, Blood Moon. What? Whoa, calm down there, Kenneth. You know, I always knew you were a vampire. As I was saying, Blood Moon is an action roguelike hack-and-slash game developed by Red Shed Games, and to be honest, this game does not hold your hand in the least bit. You are immediately set upon by enemies after following the first objective. Gamers who are much smarter than I would have realized way before I did that you didn't start the game with your powers. Powers could be unlocked via the gold coins that you would get from slaying enemies, and they were quite cool. Over time, you could unlock the ability to dash, teleport, breathe fire, call down lightning, and paralyze the enemies. The little stores that dotted the map also allowed you to buy attack and defense upgrades, these cool arcane symbols that passively damaged enemies, and my favorite thing that you could buy was the rebounder shield. It made me giggle more than once seeing that shield go bouncing through the enemy hordes like I was some medieval Captain America. I want to shout out one really cool mechanic that I liked, and that was the need to stay near the lights or the campfires that you would bless, and being near them you would regain health and mana, though with your powers you could explore a little bit away before needing to go back and recharge. As of right now, Blood Moon is slated to release in 2025, but no specific date has been announced. It does have a demo available on Steam if you would like to try it out for yourself. Continuing on our journey through upcoming indie games, our 4th game in the list is Mizuki and the Crimson Moon by Crits on a Stick. This charming 2D action platformer features a lovable kitsune named Mizuki. As she investigates investigates the mysterious events surrounding her village. One of the overarching themes of the game is definitely Japanese folklore. The game demo is filled with references to yokai, which is a broad category of supernatural beings. Mizuki is one of those supernatural beings, as I have learned that a kitsune in Japanese folklore is a fox spirit known to be a trickster and sporting supernatural abilities. This holds true for Mizuki, as she has the supernatural ability to teleport around the level. This teleportation mechanic really made the game stand out to me, as it enhanced my gameplay experience quite a bit. As a result of the mechanic, it would seem that crits on a stick built the levels around Mizuki's teleportation powers. This led to levels that featured a lot of verticality. At many times, I found myself thinking, surely I can't get up there, only to teleport and find enemies or collectibles. Yeah, there are collectibles. As for combat mechanics, Mizuki, being a fox spirit, uses her claws to dispatch her enemies. One thing that I was not expecting was that there was a break mechanic in the game, similar to parry mechanics in games like Dark Souls. The break mechanic allowed me to create an opening to attack enemies without fear of being hit, so long as I attacked at the right time to activate the break. I also want to commend Crits on a Stick for the character art in the game. You can play the demo for Mizuki and the Crimson Moon right now on Steam or on itch.io. Our final game in our list of 5 upcoming indie games is Skarab, developed and published by DOSman Games. This boomer shooter set in ancient Egypt pits you against Anubis and the hordes of minions at his disposal. As with many of DOSman's other games, you can expect a significant amount of well-crafted weapons to do away with the enemies that stand opposed to you. From what has been revealed thus far, we have access to a sharpened Khopesh, as well as some supernatural abilities like summoning plagues of locusts to swarm the enemies, and an ancient Egyptian bonking stick. It has also been revealed that Skarab will have an emphasis on exploration, as DOSman in his own words writes, "Crawl across rooftops and scour gargantuan pyramids in an adventure that spans the length of the Nile." A staple of many games developed and published by DOSman Games is the appearance of the DOSman mascot that is hiding in every level, waiting to be found, and hoarding a bunch of goodies for you to enjoy if you find him. I would like to say that the art for the game looks really good, and DOSman let me know that this art is thanks to Fred Ricci. DOSman Games says in Skarab's description that this is their most ambitious, bite-sized boomer shooter to date, combining frenetic combat and exploration. And they also dropped a quote that goes incredibly hard in the content description. "Heads will roll, guts will spill, and the sands of Egypt shall be stained with the blood of the gods." Skarab is slated to release on April 24th, 2025, so go and wishlist it on Steam and get to waiting with anticipation like I am. That'll do it for this episode of 5 indie games. I am hoping to continue this series on the channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on what you would like to see with this series going forward, and don't forget to like the video and hit that subscribe button. Remember that you are loved, and until next time, see ya, silly goose. A staple of many games developed by